¿Dónde ha ido el señor Elton?
El señor Elton se ha ofrecido encarecidamente a llevar el lienzo a Londres y enmarcarlo.
Es una gran amabilidad por su parte.
Es más que amabilidad. Quiero hablarle, Harriet. La veo preocupada. Desde esta mañana, ¿hay algo que no me haya contado? No tiene confianza en mí.
Sí, sí la tengo. Toda mi confianza. Le estoy tan agradecida por tantas cosas.
No se trata de agradecimiento, sino de perfecta confianza. Vamos, ¿qué le preocupa?
Se lo iba a contar. Fue esta mañana, pero desde que he llegado estaban delante el señor Elton y los otros. Y no me ha sido posible. El señor Martin me ha propuesto matrimonio.
¿Le ha visto?
No, me ha escrito. ¿Quién podía imaginarlo? No sé qué hacer. Me parece una hermosa declaración, tan apasionada. ¿No quiere leerla? Se lo ruego. ¿No le parece correcta y apasionada?
Sí. Es apropiada, bien escrita y no demasiado corta. Debe haberle ayudado una de sus hermanas. No creo que el joven de quien me ha hablado la haya escrito por sí solo. Aunque, claro, puede que sea una persona sensible.
Lo es.
¿Le halaga?
No sé. Sí, creo que sí. Señorita House, aconséjeme usted. Aconséjeme, querida señorita. ¿Qué debo decirle?
¿Qué debe decirle? ¿Respecto a qué? ¿A esta carta? Ah, contestarla enseguida, desde luego. La contestación debe ser suya. Estoy segura que usted sabrá contestarla correctamente. Su significado debe ser claro e inequívoco. Ni dudas, ni demoras, ni aplazamiento. Con las expresiones de agradecimiento y gratitud por la pena que le inflige, en fin, como el asunto requiere. No debe escribirla disgustada, sino afligida.
¿Piensa usted entonces que debo rechazarle?
¿Que si debe rechazarle? Querida Harriet, para mí es regla general que cuando una mujer duda si debe aceptar o no a un hombre, lo sabio es rechazarlo. El matrimonio no es un estado al que se pueda ir con medios sentimientos, con medio corazón. No quiero influenciarla.
Señorita House, puesto que no considera usted conveniente darme su opinión, tomaré mi decisión yo sola lo mejor que pueda. Voy a rechazar la oferta del señor Martin.
Creo que has hecho lo que debías. Ay, no puedo impedirme el contento de manifestar mi alegría. Me hubiera dolido tanto perder a una buena amiga.
¿Perder a una buena?
¿Qué relaciones hubiera podido yo seguir manteniendo con la esposa de un granjero?
¿Me hubiera dado de lado? No me hubiera recibido nunca más en Halfield.
Qué horrible idea. Espantosa, querida amiga. Imagínate confinada para siempre a una sociedad de gente vulgar, casi iletrada. Me pregunto, ¿por qué el señor Martin se habrá atrevido? Debe tener una alta opinión de sí mismo.
No, no lo creo. Es bueno y tiene buen carácter. ¿Qué debo contestarle? Si usted me quisiera ayudar...
No. Es un asunto que debes resolver tú sola. Sin embargo, estaré a tu lado mientras le escribes. Dame de nuevo la carta. Debes empezar por decirle...
Calling on you so early, but this letter was waiting for me when I got home yesterday. From Mr. Martin.
From Mr. Martin? Well, then I've no doubt of its being a private matter, Harriet.
It is a proposal of marriage.
Upon my word, the young man is determined to connect himself well if he can.
Oh, read it, Miss Woodhouse, please. I did not like to disturb you last night when I knew you had company. Oh, Miss Woodhouse, I've been in such a state of mind. Whoever would have thought that Mr. Martin could entertain such feelings? And for me.
It's quite a good letter. Not at all badly phrased.
Oh, so what should I do, Miss Woodhouse?
Do? Well, you must answer it, of course. At once.
Oh, yes, but what shall I say? Oh, Miss Woodhouse, do please advise me.
No, Harriet, that you must do for yourself. You will express yourself very properly, I am sure.
Yes, Miss Woodhouse. Oh, but you are much more knowledgeable in these matters, Miss Woodhouse. Oh, you must help me.
Very well, then. First, you must tell him that you are deeply sensible of the great honour he has done you, and that you have no desire in the world to cause him pain. You need not be prompted to write with the appearance of too much sorrow for his disappointment.
You mean I should refuse him?
Harriet, dear, I had no notion you wished me to advise you as to the purpose of your answer. I thought you merely wanted help with the wording. I am sorry. I have quite misunderstood you. Am I to take it that you mean to return a favourable answer? Is that right?
Oh, no, Miss Woodhouse. Well, at least not if you do not think so.
Well, Harriet, my dear girl, you really must make up your own mind on such an important matter.
Yes, I suppose I must.
If you are quite convinced that Mr. Martin is the handsomest, finest, most elegant man you have ever met, then you need be in no doubt whatsoever. On the other hand, if there is someone else with whom he compares unfavourably in, say, education and understanding, then I think you should hesitate. In fact, Harriet, dear, as a general rule, I consider that if a woman has even a shadow of doubt in her mind as to whether or not she should say yes, she should most assuredly say no.
Perhaps you are right, Miss Woodhouse.
But do not think that I wish to influence you in any way. The decision must be yours.
Well, if you will not give me your opinion, I suppose I must make up my own mind.
Yes, Harriet, I'm very much afraid you must. Well?
I have almost determined to refuse him. Yes, I shall say no.
Oh, Harriet.
Do you think I'm right, Miss Woodhouse?
Of course you're right. Oh, Harriet, I'm so glad you've decided the way you have, because now there will be no need for us to give up our friendship.
Give up our friendship? Oh, Miss Woodhouse, I wouldn't give up that for anything in the world.
We'll not give it up entirely, of course, but there would have been difficulties, Harriet, dear, would there not?
Difficulties, Miss Woodhouse?
And now there need be none. Oh, Harriet, I'm so happy. And now there only remains to write the letter.
Yes.
No, you shall do it. It shall be your thoughts expressed in your own words.
Yes, Miss Woodhouse. Whatever shall I say?
Just say, Dear Mr. Martin, though I am deeply sensible of the great honour you have done me, I very much regret to say that my answer must be, etc., etc. Dear Mr. Martin.
Yeah, goodbye, Papa. See you Sunday.
He wants to marry me. Would you mind reading the...
Certainly not. I cannot believe Mr. Elton proposed. He surely is...
Not Mr. Elton. No, Mr. Martin, my friend. Is it a good letter or too short?
It is a good letter. One of his sisters must have helped him. Yet it is not the style of a woman. Well, it is a good letter. And you must answer it immediately. You must have his disappointment and move on.
You think I should refuse him?
You did not plan to return an answer favourable to this claim.
No, I did not. That is, I did not mean... Well, I was not sure. That is why I came to you.
Oh, it's not my place to intrude.
But I depend so on what you think.
I would not advise you for the world. If you prefer Mr. Martin to every other person you know or may ever know, if you think him the most agreeable man you have ever been or ever will be in company with, then why should you hesitate?
But if you'll not influence me, I must do as well as I can by myself. So... well, I am determined to. And I have really almost made up my mind to... refuse, Mr. Martin? Or do you think that's right? Or wrong? Is it wrong?
Now that you have decided, I will share the feelings I kept you in suspense of. I think you are perfectly right.
Yes. But, oh dear, it will make his mother and sisters most unhappy.
Let us think of other mothers and sisters who may be more cheerfully employed at this moment. I believe Mr. Elton is showing your picture to his mother and sisters, telling them how the subject is more beautiful than the portrait.
And if he shows it, I'm sure it is only to praise your artistry.
If you are sure, then you are surely wrong. By showing it to them, he is revealing his deeper intentions, which may produce a letter of his own.
Take the phone.
Oh, Miss Woodhouse, you will never guess. He has proposed.
Already? But are you quite sure?
Yes, he says so quite clearly in this letter. Oh, Miss Woodhouse, what am I to do?
But this letter is from Mr. Robert Martin.
Yes. Didn't I say that? Do you think it is a good letter? Is it too short?
No, it is a good letter. A very good letter. Much better than I should have expected.
So, how should I reply?
Oh, Miss Woodhouse, please advise me.
Oh, no, the letter had much better be all your own. But your meaning must be quite clear. No doubts or demurs. You need not elaborate on your sorrow at his disappointment.
You think I ought to refuse him, then?
Harriet, are you in any doubt?
I had no notion he liked me so very much.
I lay it down as a general rule, Harriet, that if a woman doubts, she certainly ought to refuse him. But do not imagine I want to influence you.
Oh, no, I'm sure. But if you would just advise me what I had best... I don't mean that. As you say, one's mind ought to be quite made up. Do you think I'd better say no?
Harriet, you must be the best judge of your own happiness. Do you truly prefer Mr. Martin to every other man you've ever met? Harriet, Harriet, do not deceive yourself. Do not be run away with by gratitude and compassion.
Miss Woodhouse, as you won't give me your opinion, I think, yes, I have now quite determined and have almost made up my mind to refuse Mr. Martin. Do you think I am right?
Perfectly, perfectly right. Dearest Harriet. And now I can tell you what I could not tell you before, because I would not influence you. Had you accepted him, I would have lost my friend. I could not have visited Mrs. Robert Martin of Abbey Mill Farm. Now I am secure of you forever.
Miss Woodhouse, Miss Woodhouse! Oh. You will never guess.
Calm down, Harriet. Whatever's the matter?
Oh, what should I do? It is such a surprise. This was sent to me this morning. It is a proposal from Robert Martin. Well, at least I thought it was when I read it. Well, it is a very good letter, is it not? I'm sure I do not know. It is a delightful surprise. Or is it unwelcome? But, well, he writes as though he loves me very much. Well, is it a good letter? Or is it too short?
It is a good letter. So much so, I think it likely one of his sisters wrote it for him. But it is a better written letter than I expected. I hope I am honest enough to say that.
Well, what should I do?
What should you do? What do you mean? Oh, in regards to the letter, well, you must answer it, and straight away.
Yes, I knew you would know. But, oh dear, well, what shall I say?
Oh, Harriet, no. The wording of the letter must be all your own. I'm sure you can manage. You must be very clear and properly conscious of the pain you will inflict.
Oh. So you think I ought to refuse him, then?
Ought to refuse... Oh! Pardon me. I imagined you asked me merely to advise you as to the phrasing. So you actually want to accept Robert Martin?
I don't know. I do. I don't. Oh, Miss Woodhouse, please, help me.
It will have nothing to do with your decision, Harriet. It is up to you to know your own feelings.
I really had no idea he liked me so very much.
I think, as a general rule, if a woman doubts whether to accept a man or not, she really ought to refuse him. Although, of course, I do not want to influence you.
But please, please do influence me. If you would be so kind. Miss Woodhouse, I am determined. I really am. Almost, I've made up my mind to refuse Mr. Martin. Or do you think I'm right?
Perfectly right. When you were all in suspense, I kept my feelings to myself. But now you are decided. I congratulate you. Thank goodness I am in no danger of losing your company forever. Oh, no, I could never have visited Mrs. Robert Martin of Abbey Mill Farm. Now I am secure of my little friend forever.
Oh, dear Miss Woodhouse, I would not give up the pleasure of your friendship for anything in the world. However, I really do think Mr. Martin an amiable young man. And so very attracted to me.
Come, sit. You must write immediately. It would be unfeeling and discourteous to delay your refusal.
Miss Woodhouse! You will never guess what has happened. Robert Martin has offered me his hand. He writes as if he really loves me very much. Is it a good letter? Or too short?
It is a very good letter. So good, I think one of his sisters must have helped him.
But what shall I say? Dear Miss Woodhouse, do advise me.
Oh, no. The words must be your own.
Do you think I ought to refuse him?
I lay it down as a general rule, Harriet, that if a woman doubts whether she should accept a man or not, she certainly ought to refuse him.
Perhaps. It is safer. Do you think I had better say no?
Not for the world would I advise you either way. You must be the best judge of your own happiness.
I have now quite determined and really almost made up my mind to refuse Mr. Martin